What's up, guys? It is Super Cobra Vapor here. Now, I know this is a topic that I shouldn't be talking about, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, and that is the reason why mech mods explode. So there's various factors. One of the factors is user error, so that includes building a .06 build on a single 18650 mech mod with an LG battery, or using a tank on a hybrid mech mod. I highly recommend against hybrid mech mods because there's just so much that can go wrong with them. I personally don't like them. Although I do want to get into mech mods, just not hybrids. I want to get into regular mechs. So yeah, but that'll be for a whole nother video. Another reason why mech mods explode. Well, uh, torn battery casings. I mean, honestly, it's not that fucking hard to rewrap your batteries. Yeah, it takes a little bit getting the old casing off, but if you can rewrap your batteries, you will save yourself an exploding vape or a painful situation. So yeah. All right, so I actually seen an article in Juice Junkies, and if you're not in that group, you should ask to join that group because it is an awesome group. The people there are friendly, and they're really helpful for the most part. But the article I saw, and you've probably seen this from let's see, I don't even know where my controller is, but it was this guy who had a mech mod, and the mech mod pretty much blew up in his mouth for the most part, blew up in his face, and he lost 7 teeth from it. He had burns like all on the side of his face. It was a fucking bloody mess. It was. I like blood and gore, but that was just that was too much for me. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, that guy was a dumbass. Yeah, he may have been a dumbass, but he was misinformed as well. I think vape shops, and my vape shop actually does this. They will inform you that if you buy a mech mod, you cannot treat it like a regular device. You have to treat mech mods with the utmost respect. So that includes making sure your batteries are good, making sure you know how to build, know your Ohm's law, know your amp limits of your battery, know what they can handle. All these variables they make sure you know. If you don't know it, they won't sell a mech mod to you, and I think that's pretty cool. Now, there's a wide variety of mods here on the market, regulated and unregulated. And I seen one guy who actually runs a vape shop. He has a YouTube channel, and he said, really, there is no point for a mech mod now with all these regulated high wattage devices that we have, like the RX 300, the RX 200, the RX 23, the Smoke Alien. Just we have so many high wattage devices, like there is no need for a mech mod anymore. But some people love the how would you say this? Some people love building. It's like a hobby for them. So they want a mech mod. They want to be able to push the boundaries of their builds and of their batteries and see what it can handle and what it can't handle. And that's perfectly fine, but you got to know what you're doing and you got to know what to do when shit literally hits the fan. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to screen time real quick and we'll just do some research and then I'll come back up to FaceTime, all right? Alright, and we are back. So I'm going to go over to steamengine.org and I'll put a link in the description bar below to it. Now, the reason I'm using this is because it is a nice little site. It has a nice little Ohm's Law calculator to help you find the ideal resistance for your mod and the ideal amperage for your batteries. So, at a 2.5 resistance, you're only pulling about 1.4 amps. That's really, really safe in the amp limits. So, yeah. Most batteries can handle up to 20 amps, 25 amps, something like that. So let's get into sub-ohm, and a general build that most people use is 0.25. So you're pulling about 14 amps, which isn't bad. It's within the safe boundaries of your batteries. It's below the amp limit. Now let's put in my resistance because I am running a 0.23 build. 0.22, 0.23, and only pulling about 15.22 amps, which still isn't bad. So let's go to a ridiculous resistance, so 0.06. Oh crap. 58.33 amps. That is completely ridiculous. So yeah. Alright, now I'm going to tell you how this resistance right here ties into what I'm about to show you. Now, viewer discretion is advised. If you are squeamish and you don't like gory topics and seeing gore and blood, click off the video now. And if you're still with me, well, prepare yourself because this is pretty gruesome. Idaho father, 30, loses 7 teeth and is left with second-degree burns after vape explodes in his face. And it's funny, they also give a warning as well. Warning, graphic content. An Idaho father lost 7 teeth and was left with second-degree burns to his cheek after his vape pen exploded in his face. Vape pen? Really? I'm going to show you guys what a vape pen looks like, because what this guy was using was not a vape pen by no means. Alright, so we'll let you go ahead and read that. And let's go ahead and look at the pictures. You can pause the video if you wanted to read that. Alright, so that's him. You can kind of see where the second degree burns come in. So lost his teeth right here. There's his battery, or batteries. I don't really know if that's one or two. Alright, so the blast from the explosion was so damaging it caused Mr. Hall's bathroom sink to shatter. I don't know what type of mech mod this guy was using, but batteries typically don't explode, they vent. So, he must have been using a mech mod that didn't have any sort of venting protection, or not venting protection, but venting holes, because I just don't see a mech mod exploding like that with batteries. So moving on, there's another picture of him in the hospital. You can kind of see they cleaned the area up a little bit. It's just it's gruesome. There's another, I guess that's when he was first admitted into the ER. Alright, and there's the damage to his walls. I'm not really sure if that was actually from the vape exploding. It could have been, but if you look, it's over here as well. So, I'm not too sure about that. Alright, and this kind of pisses me off really bad, because it says the FDA is holding a 2-day workshop in April to look into the dangers associated with vaping after receiving reports of dozens of exploding devices. Or, yeah, exploding devices, a dozen? No, I mean, if there was a lot of devices exploding, you'd think we would have heard about it by now. So, let's go ahead and click off of that. And, go back up to the FaceTime. What does a vape pen look like? Well, this is exactly what it is right here. It kind of looks like a pin, doesn't it? It's a little bit bigger, but what's the main differences between this and a mechanical mod? Because they kind of look the same for the most part. Well, let's go ahead and take the clear miser off of here and look at the battery itself. This battery is all one design. So you have the button built in, and there's a little circuit in here that protects it from low voltage and low resistance. Now, there's not much you can do with these. Whatever atomizer they give with it, that's the atomizer you have to buy for it. And yeah, these, to me, they're no good. They're gimmicky, they're cheap. You'll be spending a lot of money out of your ass buying new tanks and new atomizers for these. Because this one, particularly, it does not have a replacement piece. This does not come off. You literally have to throw this away and buy a whole new atomizer. Some of them, they come apart and you can replace it. This, that, and the other. But this one is just a disposable tank. And I think that's so stupid. But it is what it is. So, it's semi-regulated. So what's the difference between this and this? Well, this, I can actually control the wattage on it. So, I'm at 93.1 watt, 0.1. I don't know why that sounds weird in my head, or hear weird when I say it, but yeah, having a little spaz here. Let's go ahead and put some more juice on the cotton. Now there's so much versatility to these. You can build down to a 0.1 resistant build. Why would you do that? Well, because you can. And that's the whole idea of these devices, of having the variable range of resistance that you can build at, is to have some options. Personally, me, I'm at a 0.24 build. This build is a little weird. It jumps between 0.23 and 0.24. So yeah, but I think a lot of that has to do when the coils actually heat up. So at 93.1 watts, as you can see, I can get decent vapor production off of it. Now you guys remember what I said. You got to know the amp limits of your batteries. These batteries are rated at 30 amps continuous. I don't know how true that is. That could be false, but you vape at your own risk. Put it that way. I wish more vape shops would actually help out somewhat and explain to people, hey, if you get a mech mod, you got to know what you're doing. Anyways, guys, this is Super Cobra Vapor signing out.